Macau?
The average is 3.39 million US dollars.
Each?
Each.
One casino in particular did very well out of these high rollers last year. Do you know which one?
Yeah, I know. Crown Casino. Yeah.
Unlike in the movies, these VIP gamblers didn't just stroll in with a suitcase full of cash.
You see, high rollers, when they come to Macau to gamble, they don't carry much money with them. Most of the money will come to Macau through underground banks.
After they borrow money from underground banks at exorbitant interest rates to gamble, most lose big. Many steal public money to cover their debts.
Money stolen from China through corrupt officials coming in as high rollers to a casino. What's the difference between being a fence at a local pawn shop?
Finance commentator Michael Pascoe believes all of the casino operators in Macau are dealing with a difficult ethical dilemma. Michael, you wrote in an article recently, there is an ethical consideration somewhere in there about what sort of people are happy to take money stolen from peasants as the cash of any high-rolling Chinese bureaucrat is likely to be. It's a good question. So, what sort of person is happy to do that?
What are the ethics? Is that a fair way to make a living? A lot of people do it. A lot of people couldn't do it.
In Australia, our casinos, compared with those in Macau, are well regulated. They can get away with anything, really, can't they?
So far, yeah.
That 70%, the VIP market in Macau alone does more casino revenue than the entire Las Vegas Strip. Just the private VIP rooms.
After 9 months of booming business, late last year, Packer's crown slipped. The other big players all muscled in, ending his monopoly on the high rollers. Then came the killer blow.
The central government now has been make a campaign to crack down on underground banks.
That's hurting the VIP market, which accounts for 90% of Packer's profits here. And as if that weren't bad enough,
what we saw in December was the first year-on-year decline in visitor numbers to Macau in about 66 months.
The crackdown on illegal transfers and the outrage over public money stolen to finance gambling addictions has seen Beijing clamp down on its citizens visiting Macau. They've dramatically restricted Chinese citizens' visa conditions, and that's meant a big fall in visitors and income. Back across the strait in Hong Kong, this man is thrilled that Macau and James Packer are both starting to struggle.
This impact on Macau has a significant impact on Hong Kong, and that therefore it will result not only in mainland, it will result in a practically import of gaming problems caused by an explosion of an industry which has grown in a rate which I think is definitely not healthy.
This is traditionally the only form of gambling you could legally enjoy in China, horse racing at the Hong Kong Jockey Club. They make over $2 billion US every year. It's not for profit, and everything goes in taxes and charity donations. The sudden explosion of foreign-owned casinos in Macau has started eating into profits. CEO Winfried Engelbrecht-Bressegs is determined to stop his customers opting to take a 1-hour ferry trip to Macau to give their money to the likes of James Packer. Mr. Packer and all the casino owners expect Beijing will lift visa restrictions to Macau mid-year. What do you think? Will they? Should they?
Well, for me, it's more that a government should look into how I prevent a significant increase in gaming-related problems.
The ordinary people of Macau were promised the casinos would deliver more jobs and better wages, and they got them. Are the people of Macau better off or worse off?
Their living condition or the quality of life actually is declining.
And inevitably the locals are having to deal with a new raft of social problems. Do you think it will get better?
No.
One of the mega casinos here is riding out the storm better than any of the others, the biggest casino in the world, the Venetian Macau. You go inside, upstairs, and you can wander through St. Mark's Square, modelled from the real thing in Venice. Downstairs, a gaming floor filled with 750 playing tables, entertaining tens of thousands at a time. Compare this to the pathetic gaggle of gamblers wandering around Crown Macau. The Venetian claims it welcomes an average 60,000 guests every day. The beautiful twilight evening sky belies the fact we're on the third floor of the world's largest casino resort. 10.5 million square feet. They employ more than 10,000 people here, including gondoliers. G'day, mate. Good, mate. How are you? It's difficult to see how anyone can compete with this kind of over-the-top decadence. Yet James Packer's going to give it a try. Directly across the road, Packer's City of Dreams is still under construction. Its opening already postponed once. A smaller opening is planned for April or June, as Packer and his partners desperately need to see some money start coming in. They raised more than $2 billion for their grand investment.
They're probably sitting on a loss of anything from 50 to 95% on their investment right now.
It doesn't look good for them going forward.
Yeah, I think so, for the time being at least.
He's already lost so much. Is there a real danger that James Packer could find himself down to his last billion?
The way Las Vegas is trading, the way Macau's heading, there's every chance James Packer's down to his last billion. Poor bugger.
Luck be a lady tonight.
And we should point out that Mr. Packer was asked to comment for that story, but did not return Brian Seymour's calls to his office. This is today.